So I don't know if I'm gonna post this, but I found the album that broke me. Um, the new Microphones album, Microphones in 2020, is an emotional roller coaster to say the least. Um, I don't know why it impacted me the way it did, but it, it hit me hard. Um, and this isn't gonna be a typical review because I don't. It's very rare you come across an album like this that can bring out so many emotions through music and through words, and just the way it brings these emotions and makes you feel these things is insane. It's one song and it's 44 minutes, and it starts with this beautiful acoustic guitar line, and it adds things to the mix, and these drones and these drums and the electric guitars and everything you know from a Microphones album. And this is the first Microphones album we've gotten since 2003. Phil Elverum has been putting out stuff under the Mount Eerie label since then, and you know, The Glow Part 2 is a very important album, not only for me, but for music as a whole. It's absolutely amazing. And Microphones in 2020 is no different. And yeah, it fucked me up hard. The whole album is about Phil looking back on his life and on his time making music and working with the microphones, and all the music he's made, and how really life is so, I don't want to say pointless, but how really you are so insignificant to the entire world, and how, no matter what you do in your life, it's a hurricane and these crazy things. A rushing river that he can't control is how Phil explained it. Um, that life happens. There's nothing you can do to control it. And in the grand scheme of things, you are so insignificant. And he's looking back at his life and all the things he's been through and all the things he's lived through, the music he's made, the emotions he's felt, and how no matter what happens, no matter how old he is, what he does, or when he dies, the sun is always going to rise begrudgingly, but it always is going to, and nothing is ever going to change that. And how, one day we all are going to die, and, did the things you do really matter? He talks about how him and his friends look out at space and look out at the moon, and how little it makes them feel to think about the ever expanding universe. And it just, the way he made the music, and the way the music and the lyrics and his vocal performance convey such a hopelessness and depression, but he's also so relaxed about it at the same time, where almost he gives in to this hopelessness, and he's accepted that this is what life is like, and he looks back on his life through this lens, and it just hit me really, really hard. The entire 44 minutes, I was on the edge of tears the entire time. I think I did cry once or twice, and I don't know if this is better than the Glow Part 2, but it definitely hit me hard. Um, like I said, 44 minutes, one song. It starts off with this one guitar line, and it swoops back just to that around 30 minutes in, and just all the things added on it are so beautiful, and it all sounds so good in the way the microphones always do. It's not very different from the Glow Part 2, but that album sounds amazing. This album sounds amazing, and it's so hopeless, and the hopelessness and the depression is conveyed with the things he says and the things he does. Talking about how he goes to the ocean and he wakes up at night in the middle of a lake of darkness, swimming to the middle of his heart, and how, like he says, the sun will always rise, and all this stuff is just so geniusly done, and it's so emotional and so impactful, and I think it's very fitting that I'm doing this during the middle of a thunderstorm, if you can hear in the background. So this is the best review I can give right now. I just want to get quick thoughts out on Microphones in 2020 by the Microphones. I'm giving it a 10. This is my album of the year, so